So next part is community forest right. Chhattisgarh recognized the community forest right of the tribals of the Kangar Ghati National Park. The Kangar Ghati National Park it became the Kangar Ghati National Park. Chhattisgarh recognized the community forest right of the tribals of the Kangar Ghati National Park. The Kangar Ghati National Park became the second protected area in the country at the Assembly Park in Odisha, where the Community Forest Right Act have been recognized. The community forest right area is a common forest land that has been traditionally protected and conserved for the sustainable use by a particular community. It may include forest of any category: revenue forest, classified, unclassified, deemed, reserve, protected, sanctuary, and national park. About community forest right. Community forest right are recognized under the Scheduled Tribe and Other Forest Dweller Recognition of Forest Right Act 2006. It recognizes and vests the forest right and occupation in forest land. It recognizes and vests the forest right and occupation in forest land in the forest dwelling scheduled tribe and other traditional forest dwellers who have been residing in such forest for the generation but whose right could not be accorded under the community to formulate rule for the forest use by itself and other. Give the authority to the Gram Sabha to adopt the local traditional practices of forest conservation and management in the community reserve, forest reserve boundary. Forest Right Act provide for community right of and the community forest right recognition in all forest land including wildlife sanctuary, tiger reserve, national park. यहाँ पे देख देते हैं कांगर घाटी नेशनल पार्क. द नेम ऑफ द कांगर घाटी नेशनल पार्क डिराइव फ्रॉम द कांगर रिवर विच फ्लोज इन इट्स लेंथ होम टू 3 एक्सेप्शनल केव. एक है कुतुम्बसर, कैलाश, डंडक. यहाँ पे स्टेलेगमाइट और स्टेलेक्टाइट स्ट्रक्चर भी हैं. तीरथगढ़ वाटरफॉल भी है. यहाँ पे फॉरेस्ट टाइप टिपिकल मिक्स्ड ह्यूमिड डेसिडुअस टाइप ऑफ फॉरेस्ट इन विच साल, शौगांव, टीक, बैम्बू ट्रीज आर अवेलेबल abundance flora and flora. Tiger, panther, wildcat, cheetah, samba, wakindia, wild pig, jackal, langur, rhesus, macaw, sloth bear, flying squirrel, python, hyena, rabbit, crocodile, other and civet. The most popular species in this area is the Bastar myna, the state Bastar myna, the state bird of the Chhattisgarh, which is capable of emulating the human voice. Bastar myna, state bird of Chhattisgarh state. Up trees outside the forest in India initiative launched by the Ministry of Forest, Environment and Climate Change and US Agency for International Development. अगर trees outside the forest जिससे कि carbon sequestration बढ़ेगा, support local communities, strengthen the climate resilience of the agriculture to be implemented in the 7 states of Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Haryana, Odisha, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh will bring together farmers, companies and private institutions in India to rapidly expand the tree coverage outside of the traditional forest by 28 lakh hectares. ठीक है, सबको बोलेंगे कि भाई ट्री कवर बढ़ाओ बाय 28 लाख हेक्टर. ट्री सिटी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड टैग मुंबई और हैदराबाद हैव जॉइंटली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड द 2021 ट्री सिटी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. ट्री सिटी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड प्रोग्राम हैज बीन स्टार्टेड बाय द यूनाइटेड नेशन फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड अमेरिकन नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आरबाउडे फाउंडेशन प्रोवाइड डायरेक्शन as well as assistance, worldwide recognition for a community's dedication to its urban forest and framework for healthy, sustainable urban forestry program in town. उसके बाद फिर हम लोग नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. हाँ, उसके बाद फिर नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. सिटी वॉज इवेल्युएटेड बेस्ड ऑन 5 स्टैंडर्ड. एस्टैब्लिश रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, सेट द रूल्स, establish responsibility, set the rules, know what you have, allocate the resource and celebrate the achievement. Allocate resource, celebrate achievement, establish responsibility, set the rules, know what you have, allocate the resource and celebrate achievement. नगर वन स्कीम 2020 में लॉन्च हुआ था ऑनवर्ड एनवायरमेंट डे जो कि 5 जून को होता है, जिसमें 400 अर्बन फॉरेस्ट बनाने हैं जैसे नगर वन एंड 200 नगर वाटिका. 400 अर्बन नगर वन, 200 नगर वाटिका. The minimum of 20 hectares of forest will be created in the city. Forest will come up either on existing foreign land or any other vacant land offered by the urban local bodies. One Udyan once established will be maintained by the state government, fully funded by the compensatory forestation and management and protection fund. as a compensatory forestation fund 2016. Miyawaki method. Fazila district of Punjab has become a trendsetter in expanding the forest cover by applying the Miyawaki method. ये एक टेक्निक है of urban afforestation by creating microforests over the small plot of land. Devised by the Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki in 1980 and showed 10 times the faster growth of plant and 20 times denser than usual. In this technique, native trees of the region are divided into 4 layers. Shrub, ये हो गया shrub, subtree, tree canopy after identification and analysis of soil quality. Vanikaran project. Kerala Forest Department launches Vanikaran project to restore natural vegetation. It is an afforestation project to root out the invasive plant, especially Senna spectabilis. वनीकरण प्रोजेक्ट, केला के पौधे ने वनीकरण प्रोजेक्ट किया है. नेचुरल रिस्टोर नेचुरल वेजिटेशन, इट इज़ एन एफोरेस्टेशन प्रोजेक्ट टू रूट आउट द इन्वेसिव प्लांट स्पेशली सेना स्पेक्टेबिलिस. इट इज़ बीइंग एग्जीक्यूटेड इन सुल्तान बथेरी फॉरेस्ट रेंज ऑफ वायनाड वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी. इस पिलर इंक्लूड प्लांटिंग सैपलिंग्स ऑफ बैम्बू, फ्रूट प्लांट एक्सेट्रा एंड रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग. पिलर इंक्लूड प्लांटिंग सैपलिंग ऑफ बैम्बू, फ्रूट प्लांट, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग. वाइल्ड, ये क्या था? वायनाड वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी एक इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ द नीलगिरी बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व. is an integral part of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Wetland, coastline, ocean. New Ramsar site. Recently, India had designated 26 new wetlands of the international importance under the Ramsar Convention. The 14th 26 new wetland of international importance Ramsar Convention. Written in Wuhan Declaration हुआ था. COP14 में to Ramsar Convention on Wetland adopted the Wuhan Declaration. COP14 Wuhan Declaration, Ramsar Convention. Wuhan Declaration calls for practical action to promote conservation, restoration, management, sustainable use of wetland. Conservation, restoration, management and sustainable use. Take measures to halt and reverse the wetland laws. पहले halt, रोक दो and reverse the wetland laws globally. Incorporate wetland into a national action to contribute to the domestic legislation plan and implementation of SDG. It defines the strategic goals and the priority areas for wetland in partnership with civil society stakeholders, academia and private sector. Importance of the healthy wetland ecosystem as nature-based solution for the climate mitigation, adaptation, disaster risk reduction. यहाँ पे देखो, halt and reverse wetland laws, incorporate wetland into national action, जिसकी वजह से domestic legislation plan, management of sustainable development, define strategic goal and priority areas of wetland, healthy wetland ecosystem as nature-based solution. Also, another reports presented at COP15 stated that the information on 75% of wetland, including list of the Ramsar site, is already. Parties to Ramsar Convention are required to update information for the Ramsar site at least once every 6 years. Parties to Ramsar Convention required to update information for their Ramsar site at least once every 6 years. With the next implementation, now India has total 75 Ramsar sites covering an area of 13,26,675 Indian hectare. Resignation of these sites will help in the conservation management of the wetland and wise use of their resources. Wetland की बात करते हैं, defined as an area as any land area that is saturated or flooded with water either seasonally or permanently as per the Ramsar Convention. Wetland include areas of marsh, fen, peatland or water, whether natural, artificial, permanent, temporary, with water that is static or flowing, fresh, brackish or salt, including areas of marine water, the depth of which low tide it does not exceed the 6 meter. India has over 7 lakh wetland covering 16 million hectares, that is 4.86 of the total geographical area. कितने हैं? 7 लाख वेटलैंड है इंडिया में. कितने वेटलैंड है? 7 लाख. कितना हेक्टर है? 16 मिलियन हेक्टर्स. परसेंटेज 4.68. इन कंपैरिजन टू मैन वेटलैंड इन इंडिया, वेटर नेचुरल वेटलैंड एरिया से अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 2 टाइम. ठीक है. रामसर कमीशन, इट इज़ एन इंटर गवर्नमेंटल ट्रीटी अडॉप्टेड इन 1971, केम इनटू फोर्स इन 1975. इंटर गवर्नमेंटल ट्रीटी 1971, फोर्स 1975, फ्रेमवर्क फॉर द कंजर्वेशन एंड द वाइज यूज of the wetland. Conserve as well as wise use and their resources. Wise use of wetland is defined as the maintenance of the ecological character achieved through the implementation of ecosystem. Ecological character ecosystem approach within the context of sustainable. Ecological character ecosystem approach or sustainable development. 172 contracting parties. Has the 6 formally recognized international organization partner: BirdLife International, International Union for Conservation of Nature, International Water Management Institute, Wetland International, Wildlife for International Wildfowl and Wetland Trust. Ramsar site which are potentially at risk as a result of technological development, pollution and human interference may be placed on monitoring. ऐसी रामसर साइट जो रिस्क पे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजिकल डेवलपमेंट, pollution or other human interference may be placed on technological development, pollution or other human interference may be placed on Montreal's record. Significance क्या है? कार्बन सिंक. peatland alone store twice as much as all the world's forest. कार्बन सी peatland, ठीक है, twice as much as all the world's forest. कार्बन सिंक भी हैं. habitat for wide range of biodiversity and key role in animal migration pattern. अरे nature's shock absorber act as a natural barrier along during the flood, tidal surge, storm, etc. It prevents the coastal erosion, delay onset of drought. Water storage helps soak rainfall and पहले तो कार्बन सिंक है, हैबिटेट है, नेचुरल शॉक अब्जॉर्बर है, अगेंस्ट द फ्लड, टाइडल सर्ज और स्टॉर्म, प्रिवेंट कोस्टल इरोजन, डिले ऑनसेट ऑफ ड्राउट. वाटर स्टोरेज हेल्प सोक रेनफॉल एंड रिचार्ज ग्राउंड वाटर. इंट्रिंसिक कल्चर एंड द रिक्रिएशनल वैल्यू, क्रिएट लाइवलीहुड सेक्टर फॉर फूड, फिशिंग, एक्वाकल्चर, टूरिज्म सेक्टर. किडनी ऑफ द लैंडस्केप, प्यूरिफाई वाटर वायर, ए लॉकिंग अप पॉल्यूटेंट्स इन देयर सेडिमेंट्री एंड वेजिटेशन. अब सारी रामसर वेटलैंड साइट पढ़ लो. आंध्र प्रदेश में कोलोरी लोग, असम में दीपोर बेल, बिहार में कबलताल, गोवा में नंदा, गुजरात में खिचड़िया, नाल सरोवर, थोल लेक, वाधवाना, हरियाणा में विंध्यवास, सुल्तानपुर, हिमाचल प्रदेश में चंद्रताल, पोंगडेम, रेणुका, जम्मू कश्मीर में होकेरा, हाईगम, शालबाग, सुरिंसर, मानसर, वुल्लर, कर्नाटका में रंगनतिट्टू बर्ड सेंचुरी, केरला में अस्तमुडी, सस्तंगकुट्टा, वेम्बनाथ, लद्दाख में शोकर वेटलैंड, शोमोडी रीरी, मध्य प्रदेश में भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर, भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर, भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर, भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर, भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर। उसके बाद फिर आता है भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर, फिर यशवंत, भोज, साकिया, सिरपुर, यशवंत। महाराष्ट्र में रोनल लेक, नंदूर, मधमेश्वर, थाने क्रीक, मणिपुर में लोकटा लेक, मिजोरम में पाला वेटलैंड, उड़ीसा में अनसूपा, भीतरकनिका, चिल्का, हीराकुड, सतकोशिया, तंपारा पंजाब में है, तंपारा भी उड़ीसा में है। पंजाब में है ब्यास, पंजाब में हरिके, कंजली, कीशोपुर मियानी, नंगल वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी, रोपर। राजस्थान में कियोलादियो एंड सांबर। तमिलनाडु में चित्रांगुडी, गल्फ ऑफ मन्नार मरीन, चित्रांगुडी, गल्फ ऑफ मन्नार, कंजीरंकुलम, करिकिली, खूथनकुलम, परिकरनई, पिचावरम, पॉइंट कैलिमेर, सुचिंद्रम थेरोर वेटलैंड कॉम्प्लेक्स, उद्यम मार्थंडपुरम बर्ड सेंचुरी, वादापुर बर्ड सेंचुरी, विदानथंगल, वेल्लोड, वेम्बनूर। त्रिपुरा है रुद्रसागर। उत्तर प्रदेश है भकीरा, हैदरपुर, नवाबगंज, पार्वती, आगरा, समनबर्ड, समसपुर, संडी, सरसाई नवर और सुरसरोवर। देखो ऐसे ही 5 हो गया, समन, समसपुर, संडी बर्ड, सरसाई नवर, सुरसरोवर। उत्तर प्रदेश में अपर गंगा रिवर, उत्तराखंड में आसाम कंजर्वेशन रिजर्व, वेस्ट बंगाल में ईस्ट कोलकाता वेटलैंड, वेस्ट बंगाल में सुंदरबन वेटलैंड, ईस्ट कोलकाता सुंदरबन वेटलैंड। 9 criteria for identifying wetland of international importance. Contain a representative, rare, unique example of a natural, near natural wetland type found within the appropriate geographic region. Supports vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered species or threatened ecological community. Supports population of the plant and or animal species important for maintaining the biological diversity of a particular biogeographic region. Supports plant or animal species at a critical stage in their life cycle or provide refuge during the adverse condition. Regularly support 20,000 or more water bird. Support 1% of the individuals in a population of one species or subspecies of the water bird. It contains a representative, rare, unique example of a natural or near natural wetland type found within the appropriate biogeographic area. Supports vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered species or threatened ecological community. Support population of the plant or animal species important for maintaining the biological diversity of a particular biogeographic region. Support plant or animal species at a critical stage in their life cycle or provide refuge during the adverse condition. Regularly support 20,000 or more water bird. Support 1% of the individual in a population of one species or subspecies of water bird. Support a significant proportion of indigenous subspecies, species or families, life stage, species interaction and or population are the representative of wetland benefit and or values and thereby contribute to great biological diversity. रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हो, रेयर हो, यूनिक हो, नेचुरल भी हो सकता है, नियर नेचुरल वेटलैंड टाइप. सपोर्ट वनरेबल एंडेंजर क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर स्पीसीज, वनरेबल एंडेंजर क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर. सपोर्ट पॉपुलेशन ऑफ प्लांट एनिमल्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मेंटेनिंग द बायोलॉजिकल डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर बायोजियोग्राफिक रीजन. ऐसे सपोर्ट प्लांट और एनिमल्स के क्रिटिकल स्टेज इन देयर लाइफ साइकिल, प्रोवाइड रेफ्यूज इन एडवर्स कंडीशन. रेगुलरली सपोर्ट 20,000 और मोर वेटलैंड्स, वाटर बर्ड. Support 1% of an individual and population of one species or subspecies of water bird. Support a significant proportion of indigenous fish subspecies as a species or family. Important source of food for the fishes, spawning ground, nursery, migration path on fish stock either within the wetland or elsewhere. Support 1% of the individual and population of one species or subspecies of wetland dependent non-avian animal species. अगर रामसर साइड पे खास करते चिल्का लेक, नंबर ऑफ यहाँ पे इरावदी डॉल्फिन एंड चिल्का लेक हैज फॉलन. चिल्का लेक में इरावदी डॉल्फिन वो गिर गए हैं. चिल्का लेक लोकेटेड इन द ईस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ द इंडिया, एशिया का लार्जेस्ट ब्रैकिश वाटर लेक है. सेकंड लार्जेस्ट, एशिया का सबसे बड़ा ब्रैकिश वाटर लेक है और सेकंड लार्जेस्ट कोस्टल लगून इन द वर्ल्ड. इरावदी डॉल्फिन ऑफ द कोस्टल डॉल्फिन दैट आर partially distributed in the near shore waters of the south and southeast Asia. T discrete riverine population occur in the Mekong, Mahakam, यारवदी रिवर्स ऑफ कंबोडिया. कंबोडिया की कौन सी रिवर? मेकोंग. इंडोनेशिया में महाकम. अय्यर वादी म्यांमार में. Asian state and danger. Sundarban. Comptroller and research journal pointed out delay in the coastal zone management plan, construction of multi-purpose cyclone shelters without clearances of the They pointed out delay in coastal zone management plan, construction of multipurpose cyclone shelters without clearance of coastal regulation zone norms in Sundarban. Coastal regulation zone notification 2000 designated Sundarban as a critically vulnerable coastal area, and any development requires permission of the West Bengal State Coastal Zone Management Authority. However, no permission was taken before construction of the ecotourism hub at Jharkhali. No permission was taken before construction of ecotourism hub at Jharkhali. Project resulted in the destruction of the mangrove riverine channel and natural habitat of the wildlife. Mangrove riverine channel and natural habitat of wildlife. It is located within the largest mangrove forest in the world in the delta of the river Ganga. It is home to tigers, Sundarban tigers, and a number of other rare threatened species such as Irrawaddy dolphin, fishing cat, etc. East Kolkata Wetland County notice generally pointed out a lack of active action by the East Kolkata Wetland and Management Authority. It is unique, बहुत ही unique urban peri-urban ecosystem on the eastern fringe of Kolkata. It is a multiple use of wetland with facilities to treat the city's wastewater and use it to support the pisciculture or fish farming and agriculture. Loktak Lake. The Central Bureau of Communication is organizing a floating photo exhibition at Loktak Lake, Manipur. Loktak Lake situated in a very near the Imphal. ये एक largest freshwater lake है of the northeast India. Central Bureau of Communication is organizing a floating photo exhibition at Loktak Lake, Manipur. Central Bureau of Communication. Loktak Lake situated in a very near Imphal. Loktak Lake कहाँ पर है? Is situated in a very near Imphal. Is the largest freshwater lake of the northeast India. Hosts hundreds of floating islands called fundies with a multiple plant species, and Kibu Lamjau National Park, the only floating national park in the world. Large natural habitat of Sangai deer and ancient deer, also known as dancing deer. Other species noted hawk deer, otter, waterfowl, migratory bird. Island Protection Zone. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change have approved changes under the Island Protection Zone and the Island Coastal Regulation Zone for setting up gas power plant in Andaman and Nicobar. The decision is based on the National Coastal Zone Management Authority recommendation for the gas-based power plant within the Island Protection क्या था ICRZ. ICRZ का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? Island Coastal Regulation Zone. Okay, sorry. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate have approved changes under the Island Protection Zone and Island Coastal Regulation Zone for setting up gas power plant in Andaman Nicobar. Decision is based on the National Coastal Zone Management Authority recommended for gas-based power plant within the Island Coastal Regulation Zone 3 area between the 200 से 500 meter to meet the islanders' energy requirement, reduce dependence on highly polluting conventional fuels such as diesel. Under the Island Protection Zone 2011 notification, certain coastal sections were declared as coastal regulation zone, and sections were imposed on the setting up and expansion of the industries, their operation and process in that area. Further, the Island Coastal Regulation Zone 2019 notification limits the infrastructure development on the vulnerable coastal stretches, especially for places limits the infrastructure development on vulnerable coastal stretches, especially for places such as Andaman and Nicobar. It divided the 8 bigger oceanic islands Andaman and Nicobar into 2 groups and declared the coastal stretches underwater area to the territorial water limit of the country. Island Coastal Regulation Zone covers the land area from the high tide line to 200 meter on the leeward side along the sea front group of Group 1 island and 100 meter on the एक है landward side, एक है ग्रुप 1 आइलैंड का लैंडवर्ड साइड, एक है ग्रुप 2 आइलैंड का लैंडवर्ड साइड. तो ग्रुप 1 का 200 मीटर तक है और ग्रुप 2 का 100 मीटर तक है. यहाँ पे देखो ग्रुप 1 आइलैंड विद इन द विद ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया ग्रेटर देन 1000 किलोमीटर स्क्वायर, जैसे साउथ अंडमान, मिडिल अंडमान, नॉर्थ अंडमान, ग्रेट निकोबार. आइलैंड विद ज्योग्राफिकल एरिया ग्रेटर देन 100 किलोमीटर स्क्वायर बट लेस देन 1000, 100 से ज़्यादा 1000 से कम, जैसे बारातंग, लिटिल अंडमान, हैवलॉक एंड कार निकोबार. Blue flag beaches. The globally recognized international eco-label Blue Flag has been recorded at two new beaches, Minikoi Thundi Beach and Kadmat Beach, both in Lakshadweep, taking the number of beaches certified under the Blue Flag certification to 12. This is awarded by Denmark-based non-profit organization for environmental education and a foundation for environmental education, Denmark-based. Sustainability in the tourism sector through environmental education, environmental protection, other sustainable development and practice awarded to beaches, marinas and sustainable boating tourism operator. Eligible criteria: a series of the stringent environmental education, safety and accessibility criteria must be met and maintained. Award is based on the compliance to 4 main category: environmental education, information, water quality, environmental management, safety and services. ये है शिवराजपुर बीच गुजरात में, ये घोगाला बीच दीव में. ये पूरे ब्लू 12 है, उनको सही से पढ़ लो. ठीक है. अभी कहाँ पे हमने किया? थुंडी एंड कदमत. ये है कर्नाटका में पादुबिद्री एंड कसारगोड, केरला में कप्पाड़, तमिलनाडु में कोवलम, पुडुचेरी में ईडन, अंडमान निकोबार में राधानगर, आंध्र प्रदेश में ऋषिकोंडा, उड़ीसा में गोल्डन बीच, दीव में घोगला बीच, गुजरात में शिवराजपुर. कितने हो गए? 2 2 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12। अच्छा, लक्षद्वीप में 2 हैं, थुंडी कदमत। कर्नाटका में 2 हैं, पादुबिद्री कसारगोड। अब देखो गोवा में पहले गुजरात में शिवराजपुर, गोवा में है ही नहीं, दीव में घोगला पीछे, कर्नाटका में पादुबिद्री कसारगोड, उसके बाद लक्षद्वीप में थुंडी और कदमत, केरला में कप्पाड़, तमिलनाडु में कोवलम, पुडुचेरी में ईडन, अंडमान निकोबार में राधानगर, आंध्र प्रदेश में ऋषिकोंडा, उड़ीसा में गोल्डन। ठीक है। एक अभिजान डिक्लेरेशन हुआ था, COP13 अभिजान डिक्लेरेशन, फाइनली द कन्वेंशन फॉर द कोऑपरेशन इन द प्रोटेक्शन मैनेजमेंट डेवलपमेंट, प्रोटेक्ट करना है, मैनेज करना है डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द मराइन एंड द कोस्टल एनवायरनमेंट ऑफ द अटलांटिक कोस्ट ऑफ द वेस्ट सेंट्रल एंड सदर्न अफ्रीकन रीजन केम इनटू फोर्स इन 1994. It covered the marine environment, coastal zone, related inland waters falling within the west and the central and the southern African region. Protect, preserve, develop the Abidjan Convention area. Protect, conserve, develop. प्रोटेक्ट करो, कंजर्व करो, मेंटेन, डेवलप करो, मेंटेन करो अभिजान कन्वेंशन एरिया इज डिजाइन्ड फॉर द बेनिफिट एंड द वेलबींग ऑफ इट्स पीपल. ग्रेट बैरियर रीफ साइंटिस्ट हैव सक्सेसफुली trialed a new method as a cryomesh to freeze and store the coral larvae. Cryomesh method will help in building reef threatened by the climate change. Cryomesh उनको reef को बिल्ड करेगा जो threatened है by climate change. Best technology will help to store the coral larvae at -196 डिग्री सेल्सियस. ये आपको कह सकते हैं ग्रेट बैरियर रीफ, ये वर्ल्ड का सबसे बड़ा लार्जेस्ट बैरियर रीफ है, लोकेटेड एट द नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न कोस्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया इन कोरल सी. इट वॉज डिक्लेयर्ड अ वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट इन 1981 बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू. वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट इन 1981 बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स आउटस्टैंडिंग यूनिवर्सल वैल्यू. लार्जेस्ट, वर्ल्ड का सबसे लार्जेस्ट लोकेटेड है नॉर्थ ईस्ट. इतना इनवर्टिब्रेट एनिमल्स होते हैं, क्या वर्टिब्रेट है? नहीं, इनवर्टिब्रेट. कौन? लार्ज ग्रुप ऑफ कलरफुल एनिमल्स को सिनेरेरिया फैमिली को बिलोंग करते हैं. कलरफुल एनिमल, ईच, हर कोरल में एक ईच कोरल कॉल्ड, कोरल को क्या कहते हैं? पॉलिप. इसके अंदर एक माइक्रोस्कोपिक एल्गे होता है जिसे कहते हैं जूज़ैंथेले. ये एनिमल के साथ एक्सिस्ट करते हैं सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशन. ये कोरल पॉलिप्स होते हैं एनिमल्स, दे प्रोवाइड एल्गे प्लांट. जो कोरल पॉलिप्स होते हैं ये एल्गे जूज़ैंथेले को होम देते हैं. एंड एक्सचेंज द एल्गे प्रोवाइड पॉलिप विद फूड दे जनरेट थ्रू फोटोसिंथेसिस. शेयर less than 1% of the earth's surface but provide a home for nearly 25% of the marine life. From barrier to protect shoreline, ये बैरियर की तरह फॉर्म करता है, शोरलाइन को प्रोटेक्ट करता है फ्रॉम द वेव्स एंड द स्टॉर्म. टाइप ऑफ द कोरल, दे आर हार्ड कोरल, प्राइमरी रीफ बिल्डिंग कोरल. दे एक्सट्रैक्ट कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट फ्रॉम द सी वाटर टू बिल्ड हार्ड वाइट कोरल एक्सोस्केलेटन. सॉफ्ट कोरल दे फ्लेक्सिबल बिकॉज दे लैक द सॉलिड स्केलेटन. इसमें सॉलिड स्केलेटन होता है, कोरल एक्सोस्केलेटन इसमें नहीं होता है. थ्रेट, ओशियन एसिडिफिकेशन, अनसस्टेनेबल फिशिंग, nutrient runoff, coral harvesting. Acidification, unsustainable fishing, nutrient runoff, coral harvesting. Found in Gulf of Mannar, Pak Bay, Gulf of Kutch, Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep and Malvan, Maharashtra. 570 species of hard coral found in India and almost 90% of them are found in water surrounding Andaman and Nicobar Island. They are protected under the Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. ठीक है. Ocean acidification, unsustainable fishing, nutrient runoff, coral harvesting. Ocean acidification, unsustainable fishing, nutrient runoff, coral harvesting. List of the World Heritage Site in danger. A joint report by the IUCN and UNESCO World Heritage Center has recommended that the Great Barrier Reef be inscribed on the list of the World Heritage in danger. क्यों हो रहा है? ओशन एसिडिफाई हो रहा है, फिशिंग अनसस्टेनेबल है, इसे ब्लास्ट फिशिंग भी कहते हैं. न्यूट्रिएंट रन ऑफ, कोरल हार्वेस्टिंग, वार्मिंग वाटर, कोरल ब्लीचिंग, क्राउन ऑफ थॉर्न स्टारफिश are counted with the reef decline. Crown of thorn starfish. Inscribing a site on the danger list allows the World Heritage Site to allocate immediate assistance from the World Heritage Fund while simultaneously gathering international support and attention to the site. A recent report states that the highest level of coral cover within the past 36 years have been recorded in the northern and the central part of the Great Barrier Reef, fueled largely by increase in the fast-growing Acropora coral. These fast-growing corals are also more susceptible to environmental pressure such as rising temperature, cyclone, pollution, etc. Black coral. Researchers have discovered new species of black coral living 2,500 feet below the surface of the coast of Australia. Researchers have discovered new species. किसकी? ब्लैक कोरल की. एक है एक्रोपोरा. Recent reports suggest that the highest level of coral cover within the past 36 have been recorded in northern and the central part of the Great Barrier Reef, fueled largely by the increase in fast-growing Acropora coral. These fast-growing corals are almost more susceptible to environmental pressure such as rising temperature, cyclone, pollution, etc. Researchers have discovered new species of black coral living 2,500 feet below the surface of the coast of Australia. They are all over the world. In all depth, however, typically they are known as deep sea coral. They are rarely black, but rather vary in color from white to red and green, yellow, brown. They have filter feeders and eat tiny zooplankton. A zooxanthellae coral. For the first time, the Geological Survey of India recorded 4 species of A. zooxanthellae coral from waters of the Andaman and Nicobar, and all the 4 group of coral are from the same family, Flabellate. A 4 species, namely Truncato Flabellum crescem, Incrustatum, Axio Lithium irregulare, Japan से Philippines, Australian water. Only T. crassum was reported within the range of the Indo-West Pacific distribution between Gulf of Aden and Persian Gulf. A. zooxanthellae corals are a group of coral that do not contain zooxanthellae, and they derive nourishment not from the sun but from capturing different forms of plankton. A zooxanthellae coral, they are a group of coral, they do not contain zooxanthellae, कोरल जिसमें zooxanthellae नहीं होता है, and they derive nutrient not from the sun but from capturing different forms of plankton. They are deep sea representative with the majority of the species reporting from between 200 meters से 1000 meters. Their occurrence are also reported from shallow coastal water. Other biodiversity related initiative, Animal Welfare Board of India. Animal Welfare Board of India has issued advisories regarding the stray dog, pet dog, because of the rising atrocities against the dog, feeder of dog and caregiver. एनिमल वेलफेयर बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया ये स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी है. एक सेकेंड बेटा मुझे. नेक्स्ट बात करते हैं एनिमल वेलफेयर बोर्ड ऑफ इंडिया की. इसने एक गाइडलाइन इशू किया है रिगार्डिंग द स्ट्रे डॉग, पेट डॉग, बिकॉज ऑफ द राइजिंग एट्रोसिटीज़ अगेंस्ट द डॉग, फीडर ऑफ डॉग एंड केयर कीपर. स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी है, हेडक्वार्टर है बल्लभगढ़ हरियाणा. एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन 1960 ऑन द प्रिवेंशन ऑफ क्रुएल्टी टू एनिमल एक्ट 1960, प्रिवेंट द इन्फ्लिक्शन ऑफ अननेसेसरी पेन और सफरिंग ऑन एनिमल अंडर द प्रोविजन ऑफ PCA, Prevention of Cruelty to Animal 1960. Rules framed under the Act. It acts as an advice given to central government and the state government. Champion of the Order, Indian wildlife botanist Dr. Purnima Devi Burman, honored with the United Nations Environment Program UNEP 2022 Champion of the Earth Award in Entrepreneurial Vision category. Burman leads the Hargila Army, and it is an all-female grassroots conservation movement to protect the greater adjutant stock from extinction in Assam. Greater adjutant stock. About Champions of the Earth for Inception in 2022 awarded annually. United Nations highest environment honor, it recognized outstanding leader from the government, civil society, private sector. Honors individual organization whom action have a transformative impact on environment. Oran land residents from the Jaisalmer, Rajasthan are demanding the Oran land to be declared as community conserved sacred spaces against the current status of wasteland. Residents from Jaisalmer, Rajasthan, they are demanding the Oran land to be declared as community conserved sacred places against the current status of wasteland. Orans are sacred spaces which are rich in biodiversity and usually include a water body. The Orans are habitat of the Great Indian Bustard, Desert Cat, etc. Orans are also places where herders take their livestock for grazing and are places for communal congregation, festival, and a social event. Aceclofenac. Indian Veterinary Research Institute has demanded a ban on using aceclofenac in cattle. Aceclofenac a veterinary painkiller है. It metabolises into diclofenac water buffalo and the cows, which usually threaten the vulture population in the country. Diclofenac एक anti-inflammatory drug was banned in 2002 as well as the main cause of the dramatic decline and decline of the vulture population across Asia. World Green City Award. Hyderabad city won the overall World Green City Award 2022 and the Living Green for the Economic Recovery and the Inclusive Growth Award. World Green City Living Green for Economic Recovery, Inclusive Growth. Economic recovery, inclusive growth result announced by the International Association of Horticulture Producers sponge bleaching. This year, New Zealand recorded the largest ever sponge bleaching event off its southern coastline. New Zealand recorded the largest ever sponge bleaching. About sponges, simple aquatic animals with dense yet porous skeleton habitat reef across the world. Filter a large quantity of water, capture small food particles, move carbon from water column to sea floor where it can be eaten by bottom dwelling invertebrate. Provides habitat for species crabs, shrimp, and habitat, carbon sequestration, filtering, catch a small food particle. Like coral, they are prone to bleaching due to the heat stress. Reporting indices. The state of the Words BirdLife International, released by BirdLife International is non-profit global conservation group, official trade list authority for from India. Bombay Natural History Society Mumbai is BirdLife International partner. Report highlights that threat to almost half of the 10,994 रिकॉग्नाइज एक्सटेंड स्पीसीज ऑफ द बर्ड है, उसमें से हाफ तो थ्रेटेंड है. मैलियो मैक्रोसिफेलिन मैलियो एंड वियतनामीज क्रेस्टेड आर्गस रेनार्डिया ओस्लेटा, दे आर क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड. एक है मैलियो और वियतनामीज क्रेस्टेड आर्गस. थ्रेट्स अफेक्टिंग द ग्रेटर नंबर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड सर्टेन बर्ड स्पीसीज आर इन अंडर. सबसे पहले एग्रीकल्चर की वजह से आता है बर्ड को. लॉगिंग, हंटिंग, ट्रैपिंग, इन्वेजिव एलियन स्पीसीज, रेसिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग एंड कमर्शियल डेवलपमेंट, फायर एंड फायर सप्रेशन. अब ये देखो 80% बर्ड स्पीसीज डिक्लाइनिंग इंडिया, 50% डिक्लाइनिंग स्ट्रांगली. 30% जो है वो 30% भी डिक्लाइन कर रही है, 14% राइजिंग पॉपुलेशन, 6% स्टेबल पॉपुलेशन. कुछ क्रिटिकल हिमालयन क्वेल critically endangered, Great Indian Bustard, Bengal Florican, Sociable Lapwing, Jedon Courser, White Belly Heron, Red-headed Vulture, White Rump Vulture, Indian Vulture, Slender-billed Vulture, Bogone Leucella and Yellow-breasted Bunting. ठीक है. Wetland Specialist, Grassland Survey Specialist, Forest Specialist. तो सबसे पहले एग्रीकल्चर, लॉगिंग, हंटिंग, ट्रैपिंग, इन्वेजिव एलियन स्पीसीज, रेजिडेंशियल एंड कमर्शियल डेवलपमेंट, फायर एंड फायर सप्रेशन. अपार्ट फ्रॉम द ट्रॉपिकल फॉरेस्ट, threat of natural grassland has been particularly worrying for North America, Europe and India. More threatened bird species are found in tropical than in temperate. Tropical में ज़्यादा threatened है. State of the world forest, released by the United Nations Food State of the World Key Forest, Food and Agriculture Organization. एक है present date analysis of the interaction between the forest and people every 2 years. The focus on specific pertinent topics. So for State of the World Forest Organization 2005 explore the potential of the 3 forests and the tree-based pathways for achieving the green recovery, tackling environmental crises including climate change, biodiversity. Green recovery, environmental crisis, climate change, biodiversity. More than half, 54% of the world forest is only 5 countries. 54% फॉरेस्ट जो है वो 5 ही कंट्री में. रशिया में हो गया, ब्राज़ील में, कनाडा में, यूएसए में और चाइना में. फॉरेस्ट एब्जॉर्ब मोर कार्बन देन द मटेरियल इन 2011 से 2020. रेट ऑफ डिफॉरेस्टेशन इज डिक्लाइनिंग बट वाज स्टिल 10 मिलियन हेक्टेयर्स पर ईयर इन 2015 से 2020. अब ये इंटरगवर्नमेंटल प्लान, साइंस बेस्ड साइंस पॉलिसी प्लेटफॉर्म ऑन बायोडाइवर्सिटी ecosystem. It offers insight, analysis and tool to establish more sustainable use of wild species of plant, animal, fungi, algae around the world. It is first of its kind and has been conceived after a period of 4 years. Identify 5 broad categories of practice in the use of the wild species: fishing, gathering, logging practices. Fishing, gathering, logging, terrestrial animal harvesting, and non-extractive practices such as observing. Intergovernmental science policy platform on biodiversity ecosystem services, headquarter Bonn, Germany, established in 2012. Independent intergovernmental body strengthen the science policy interface for conservation, sustainable use of biodiversity, long-term human well-being, sustainable development. 139 member countries including India. It is not a United Nations body. However, United Nations Environment Programme provides secretarial service to Intergovernmental Policy Platform on Biodiversity Ecosystem Survey. 2012 Bonn, Germany. Independent intergovernmental body to the science policy interface for conservation, sustainable use of biodiversity. State of the mangrove 2013, released by Global Mangrove Alliance. Global mangrove extent is 1,47,359 km square. It is higher than the previous estimate of 1,36,000 km, largely due to improved maps rather than the real claim. The rate of loss have greatly diminished, with average losses over the last decade of just 66 km square of all the mangrove per year. Global Mangrove Alliance. Global Mangrove Alliance was launched in 2018. World Ocean Summit by Conservation International Union for Conservation Nature, Nature Conservancy, the Nature Conservancy, Wetland International, World Wildlife Fund. तो कितना 2000 ग्लोबल मैंग्रोव अलायंस 2018. ग्लोबल ये सेकेंड. स्टेट ऑफ मैंग्रोव. ग्लोबल मैंग्रोव एक्सटेंट 1,47,000, हायर देन प्रीवियस एस्टिमेट ऑफ 1,36,000 km. Improved map rather than real gain. Rate of loss have greatly diminished. Average of the last decade just okay. CI, TNC, IUCN, Wetland International Wildlife Fund to increase the global area of mangrove habitat through conservation, restoration, equitable management. Conservation, restoration, equitable. Okay. Conservation, restoration, equitable management. This includes supporting research, advocacy, education, practical projects on the ground with local and community partners with focus on 3 key areas. You have to halt mangrove loss, implement science-based restoration, build awareness. Supporting research advocacy education practical projects on the ground with local and the community partner with focus on 3 key areas. You have to halt mangrove loss, implement science-based restoration, building awareness. Mangrove loss, science-based restoration, building awareness. Halting mangrove loss, implementing science-based restoration, building awareness. Research advocacy education, mangrove loss, science-based restoration, building awareness includes more than 30 organizations coordinated. Published the inaugural The State of the World Mangrove 2021 runs a number of initiatives for mangrove such as Mangrove for the Future, unique partner-led initiative to promote investment in coastal ecosystem conservation for sustainable development. Mangrove for the Future covers Bangladesh, Cambodia, India, Indonesia, Maldives, Myanmar, Pakistan, Seychelles, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam. Living Planet Report 2022 and Living Planet Index released by the World Wide Fund for the Nature. World Wide Fund for Nature is an international non-governmental organization founded in 1961, headquartered in Gland, Switzerland. वर्ल्ड वाइड फंड फॉर नेचर ये एक इंटरनेशनल एनजीओ है, फंडेड इन 1961, हेडक्वार्टर इन ग्लैंड, स्विट्जरलैंड. लिविंग प्लैनेट रिपोर्ट 2022, लिविंग प्लैनेट इंडेक्स, वर्ल्ड लाइफ फंड फॉर नेचर, इंटरगवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, 1961, ग्लैंड, स्विट्जरलैंड. Receive every 2 years. Release every 2 years. How species are referring to present in the environment due to biodiversity loss, climate change. Title: Building a Nature Positive Society. सोसाइटी कैसी होनी चाहिए? नेचर पॉजिटिव. लिविंग प्लैनेट नेचर मैसेज फॉर द स्टेट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड बायोलॉजिकल diversity based on the population trend of the vertebrate species from the terrestrial, freshwater and the marine habitat. A living planet index has been ordered by the Convention on Biological Diversity as an indicator for the of progress towards 2011 से 2020 target and can play an important role in monitoring the progress towards the post 2020 goal. 69% decline in the wildlife population of the mammal, bird, reptile, amphibian and fish across the globe in the last 50 years. Highest decline was in Latin America and the Caribbean Sea. Global Forest Declaration Assessment Report. Global Forest Declaration Assessment is an independent civil society-led initiative. The report assesses the progress towards the halting deforestation, restoring 350 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. These goals are set through the International Manifesto. These include New York Declaration on Forest 2014, Glasgow Declaration on Forest and Land Use 2021, Glasgow 2021, New York 2014. Report divides the assessment in 4 major themes. Overarching forest goal, that is ending the loss and the degradation of natural forest by 2030, sustainable protection and development, forest governance including legal policy and institutional framework and the finance for forest. तो sustainable एक पहला क्या हो गया? Ending the loss and degradation of natural habitat, sustainable protection and development, forest governance, finance for forest. तो डिफॉरेस्टेशन रेट डिक्लाइन बाय 6.3%. टारगेट क्या है? 10%. अभी कितना हो रहा है? 6.3. कम्युनिटी ड्रिवन ट्री कवर लॉस डिक्लाइन बाय 6%. टारगेट क्या है? 20%. कम्युनिटी के द्वारा डिफॉल्ट मिटिगेशन फाइनेंस फॉर फॉरेस्ट एवरेज USD 2.3 बिलियन पर ईयर. हमें 460 बिलियन पर ईयर करना है. गवर्नेंस एफर्ट एंड फॉरेस्ट लैंड इज नॉट येट स्ट्रॉन्ग इनफ. टारगेट लीगल एंड पॉलिसी मेजर्स इन ऑल कंट्रीज. उसके बाद फिर हम नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. फोर्थ है the sustainable development. Sustainable Development Report. India ranked at 121 out of the 163 countries in the Sustainable Development Report 2022 published by the group of the independent expert at the Sustainable Development Solution and Network. Sustainable Development Solution Network, formerly the Sustainable Development Goal Index and Dashboard, access where each country stand with regard to achieving Sustainable Development Goal. Key finding of the report. For the second year in a row, world is no longer making progress on the Sustainable Development Goals. Based on the 2022 International Spillover Index, rich countries generate negative international spillovers, notably through unsustainable consumption. Spillover effects refers to effect on the economy of a country from unrelated events happening in another country. Peace, diplomacy and international cooperation are fundamental conditions for the world to progress on SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, toward 2030 and beyond. Sustainable Development Solution Network, launched in 2012 by the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Sustainable Development Solution Network 2012 UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon mobilized global scientific as well as the technological expertise to promote practical problem solving for sustainable development and implement SDG, to promote integrated approach to implement the sustainable development goal and the Paris agreement on the climate change through the education, research, policy analysis, global cooperation. education, research, policy analysis, and global cooperation. 1700 members in 50 network across the world. Work closely with UN agencies, multilateral financing institutions, the private sector, and the civil society. 2019 में Sustainable Development Solution and Population New Framework to mobilize the transformative efforts towards the Sustainable Development Goal, the 6th Transformation and Framework. It is an independent non-profit organization in the US and a non-profit association in 1901 in France. Key finding क्या है? हाँ, spillover effects reflect to effect on the economy of a country from unrelated events happening in another country. Peace, diplomacy, and international cooperation are fundamental conditions for the world to progress on the SDG toward 2030 and beyond. India's performance on SDG: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation. नो ऐसा से पहले ये ध्यान से देखो, गरीबी नहीं होनी चाहिए. गरीबी नहीं होगी तो हंगर नहीं होगा. अगर लोग भूखे नहीं होंगे तो सबकी गुड हेल्थ और वेलबींग होगा. अगर सबकी हेल्थ अच्छी होगी तो लोग पढ़ाई करेंगे, क्वालिटी एजुकेशन. पढ़ाई करने जाएंगे, अगर सब कुछ ठीक रहा तो जेंडर इक्वालिटी, लड़के लड़की से बराबर पढ़ाई करने जाएंगे. स्कूलों में पानी, क्लीन वाटर और सैनिटेशन मेंटेन रहना चाहिए. अब ये यहाँ पे देखो 7th भी फिर से नो पॉवर्टी है, ठीक. अब इसके बाद आता है जीरो हंगर. 9th है गुड हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग, क्वालिटी एजुकेशन, जेंडर इक्वालिटी, क्लीन वाटर एंड सैनिटेशन. उसके बाद फिर से नो पॉवर्टी, फिर जीरो हंगर, गुड हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग, क्वालिटी एजुकेशन, जेंडर इक्वालिटी. ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता. उसके बाद इंडिया परफॉर्मेंस, इंडिया जो है उसकी रैंक गिर गई फॉर 3 कंसेक्यूटिव ईयर. पहले क्या था 2020 में 117, 2021 में 120, अभी 121 हो गई है. इंडिया अचीव 2 SDG गोल, SDG 12 and 13, ठीक है. चैलेंजेस रिमेन इन 1, SDG 4, सिग्निफिकेंट चैलेंजेस रिमेन इन 3. इंडियन यूनाइटेड नेशन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट कोऑपरेशन फ्रेमवर्क 2023 से 27. द फ्रेमवर्क इज द सिंगल मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट capturing the entirely of 26 United Nations entity plans and program. It aims to align the 4 pillars of the 2030 people, prosperity, planet, people के अराउंड उनकी prosperity, planet, participation with India's national priorities. 6 outcome areas: health and well-being, nutrition and food quality, education, economic growth, work, environment, climate, wars, resilience, empowering people, communities and institutions. It takes up from the Government of India, United Nations Sustainable Development Framework 2018 से 2022 and resigned as India completes 75 years of independence. Sustainable Cities Integrated Approach, Sustainable City Integrated Approach Pilot Project. UN Habitat has based on its finding on Sustainable Cities Integrated Approach Pilot project highlight issues related to Jaipur's urban development to propose the strategic intervention, promote the sustainable development. About Sustainable Cities Integrated Approach Pilot, it is implemented by United Nations, UNEDO, UN Habitat in partnership with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, funded by the Global Environment Facility, cover the 5 priority cities Jaipur, Mysore, Vijayawada, Guntur, Bhopal. To infuse sustainability strategies into the urban planning and management at the city level, create an enabling climate for investment in green infrastructure that will reduce greenhouse gas emission, improve service delivery, enhance the quality of living for all citizens, building resilience, strengthening the governance capacity of the city. सबसे पहले फंड कौन? सस्टेनेबल सिटी इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच पायलट प्रोजेक्ट किसने इम्प्लीमेंट किया? यूनिडो और यूएन हैबिटेट में इन पार्टनरशिप विद मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हाउसिंग एंड अर्बन अफेयर. फंड कौन कर रहा है? ग्लोबल इन्वायरमेंट फैसिलिटी. 5 सिटी कौन सी आ रही है? जयपुर, मैसूर, विजयवाड़ा, गुंटूर, भोपाल. Sustainable strategy into urban planning management at the city level, create enabling climate for investment in green infrastructure that would reduce the greenhouse gas emission, improve the service delivery, enhance the quality of living for all citizens, thereby building resilience, strengthening the governance capacity. Resilience, strengthening the governance capacity, quality of living, science delivery, greenhouse gas emission. ठीक है. Major component of it to develop an urban sustainability assessment framework for special planning in India. It is designed as a design support tool for municipal commissioner and urban practitioner to support the sustainable, resilient urban planning and management of the cities in India. Jaipur has received an overall sustainability rate of 3 on United Nations Human Settlement Program, United Nations Human Settlement Program, UN Habitat, Nairobi, Kenya, UN Agency for Human Settlement, mandated by United Nations General Assembly, promotes socially and environmentally sustainable towns and cities to provide adequate shelter for all. इसके towns and cities का जो है socially environmentally sustainable. UN Habitat publication, the state of the world cities, the sustainable development goals in the urban, the global report on the human settlement, the local body, the future we want, new urban agenda. Publication, state of the world की cities, sustainable development goals and urban, global report on human settlement, local body, the future we want, new urban agenda. अदर सस्टेनेबल हैबिटेट इनिशिएटिव 11वां वर्ल्ड अर्बन फोरम, ये कैटोविस पोलैंड में हुआ था. वर्ल्ड अर्बन फोरम इज द प्रीमियर ग्लोबल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन सस्टेनेबल अर्बनाइजेशन को ऑर्गेनाइज बाय यूएन हैबिटेट. वर्ल्ड अर्बन फोरम was established in 2001 by the UN to examine the rapid urbanization and its impact on the community, cities and economies, climate change policy. First World Urban Forum was held in Nairobi, Kenya in 2002. 11th World Urban Forum, the National Institute of Urban Affairs, the Climate Center for Cities, World Resource Institute of India launched India's first national coalition platform for urban nature-based solution. Griha Green Rating, Uday headquarter in New Delhi, has won the Griha Exemplary Performance Award 2022. Is Griha Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assessment. Griha was developed by TERI, the Energy Resource Institute, and was adopted as a national rating system for green building by the Government of India in 2007. It evaluates the environmental performance of a building holistically over its entire life cycle, thereby providing a definitive standard for what constitutes a green building. It was also recognized as India's own green building rating system in India's nationally determined contribution survey to the UNFCCC. It was also recognized in India's own green building rating system. Okay, then for consider green city investment to innovate, integrate, sustain program. National Institute of Urban under the cities program organized the photography exhibition site titled Cities of Tomorrow. City is a joint program by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, the French Development Agency, the European Union, and the National Institute of the Urban Affairs to provide the financial assistance by way of grant and technical assistance through the international and domestic expert. The main component of the program to start smart city project through a challenge process. India's first sovereign green bond framework. Ministry of Finance approved the India's first sovereign green bond framework. A green bond is a fixed income instrument designed to support specific climate-related or environment projects. Like sovereign green bonds are issued by the government. Earlier, Union Budget 2022 announced the issuance of sovereign green bond. Ministry of Finance approved the India's first sovereign green bond framework. ये हम नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में पढ़ते हैं. ओके, थैंक यू.